What's good, YouTube? This is Rage Real. So in today's video, I got a banger for you guys. I'm actually about to be dropping you two of my favorite delay phase setups in Madden 21. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. Now, as y'all guys can see, I am talking about Wild Trips Patch, which is those y'all that do know is U Trips, and those y'all also that do know who really rock with me. Y'all know that this is my actual personal formation that I love to run. Now, I don't just run U Trips. I like the kind of audible between U Trips and Trips tight end and other little various formations. But for the majority of the videos that y'all see, I mainly am just primarily in U Trips. But the reason I decided to bring this to you guys, because as you know, in Madden 22, delay fades aren't going to really be as good, and so I want you guys to have this set up just in case they still are, because you know the beta and regular Madden 22, they normally don't play the same. That's how it's been all throughout the years of Madden. So I want to give you guys this because slowly I want to start giving you guys my offense. I just didn't want to release it all at one time because, you know, I want to see, I don't know, I just want to kind of release it here and there just so I know y'all really rock with me and everything. But regardless, it's going to get into this. So as far as personnel, it's not really going to matter. If you want, you could put your best receiver right here. It actually help out a lot if you actually put your best receiver right here. So yeah, I'll go ahead and say put your best receiver right here, and then maybe you can put your fastest right here. But you can tell I kind of just put three receivers. I kind of just put them there, so don't, you know, if you want to run a Cardinals, you can run it this way if you want to. But you can actually do this out of Pat's Y out, or you can do this out of tight end width. So it's actually just preferably up to you. So I'm going to go to Pat's Y out just to kind of show you different variations that I like. So let's go to 236 Sam. Let's actually make sure we do have safeties in here. So let's put, normally I go with Scott. So I think Scott has like 90 speed, I think. But I'm going to be showing you guys from man. I'm going to show you some cover 4 drop. And I'm going to show you cover 3 and cover 2. The only thing I don't like about this one is they don't have a stock cover 3. But cover 3 lock should be fine. But not a lot of people run cover 3 lock. But let's go and start off in cover 4 drop, and we'll deal with that when we get there. But regardless, for the setup, now I'm going to give you different setups, different variations. I know a lot of you guys know how to run delay fades. You know how they work already. We're at the end of Madden 21. You should already understand how they work. But I want to kind of give you my favorite setups that I like personally. So to start off with my first setup, I like to take X, of course, put him on a delay fade. I like to take R1, put him on a drag. I like to take circle, put him on a streak, and that's to push back any of the deep zones. Now from here, I like to actually double team this end. So that way I can actually roll out the pocket, and then I'll go ahead and motion them across. Now, like I said, I'll be showing you guys just different variations that I like to run. So again, we're just gonna run out the pocket, release our delay fade, and then throw it like that. And normally you're gonna be able to pick up a lot of yards. And real quick, I'm only going to hop and replay one time because I know you guys already understand the concepts. But for those of y'all that don't, the same concept is going to apply, so that's why I said I'm not going to go into replay from here on out. So the reason that this works is because we're pushing back any deep zones with this streak. Now this drag route is going to pull down any zones, and then this crosser route, well, this post we should say, is going to get into a nice spot right here. As you can tell, we have an easy dot. So if they do not use that, or if they do not zone drop to that depth, then what? I'll be able to stop. Well, if I'm not getting hollered at anyway, so I should be able to stop, plant my feet, and throw this ball, right? So if they want to go user guard this, then of course that's where our delay fade comes in. As you can tell, it's just going to be wide open. Now, one thing I do want to show you is against man coverage, and after that I'm gonna get into my other setups, and then that'll be the video because I only plan on this being like maybe a 9-10 minute video. So let's actually go to man coverage right here. And so most people don't know, but it really works well against man coverage. So you just want to take X, put them on delay fade, or you tight end, put them on delay fade. You want to drag your slot receiver, and then you want to put your outside receiver on a streak, and then we want to double team this and go ahead and motion them over. And the good thing that you want to, well, the good thing about this is that, hopefully I don't get hollered. Okay, cool. So if you could pull them away, you release them, you see how nobody's going to be on them. Now Madden 22, that will be fixed, so it's not so much as effective on Madden 20. They actually confirmed that and said that that will be fixed. But I know I did say that was the last time I was going to, but I just want to show you guys real quick about why that works in Madden 21. So the person responsible for the tight end is actually this guy right here, right? So since he's actually blocking, he's going to kind of hover right here. So when you roll out the pocket, you have to roll out the pocket. If you sit in the pocket for whatever reason, the defender right here actually will cover the tight end and it won't work. So what's going to happen is he's going to feel like he's responsible for the quarterback, and he's going to completely just vacate his person, which is a tight end who's going to release right here, and that's why literally nobody is on him. And more than likely what the user will do is he'll either try to guard this drag route, or he'll guard this right here with one of the safeties if that's how he's playing. And more than likely you're going to have this little delay fade that's open all the time. And if you guys watch my gameplay, you'll see that that's actually how I get my delay fades to get open. So I know I told you guys I know I told you guys a lot of setups, which I'm about to get into. Now, one thing I want to make sure you guys understand is that you have to kind of scheme this. So what do I mean by scheme, bro? So let's say we do this setup right here, right? Now, let's say we've been motion the whole time. So let's say we motion him, so our opponent's like, okay, he's running that delay fade. So what I would do is I'll actually take R1, and now I'll put him on a zig route. So why would I put him on a zig route? So that way I don't actually have to motion to get the same exact effect right here. Go ahead and release our delay fade. As you can tell, it's going to get, of course, just wide open. So like I said, you actually just want to be able to, it's called smoke and mirrors. So you want to do like a lot of dummy motion. So another thing that you could do actually is you could take R1, put him on a streak. You can take circle, put him on a drag, and now what? We can actually motion this other receiver over. So now our opponent might be thinking we're trying to run another concept, but the whole time, what? We're running the same exact concept. If I can stop getting hollered at, Jesus Christ. This is why I don't play with the Cardinals that much, because man, that old line is terrible. But as you guys can see, it's all about mixing in the concept. So of course, what does that mean? We can actually run a setup that looks like this then, technically, right? So let me show you how this will look. So if you wanted to kind of switch it up, let's say they were manning up your R1, and so now what? We roll out the pocket, and of course you did see that we still had our backside post open. So if they do not zone drop, they're gonna have a hard time doing that. And actually, I want to show you that setup again, and I'll even show you this cover too. So I'm actually gonna blitz him so I don't get hollered at. Okay, cool. So let's say we did this setup right here, right? So now, let's say, like I said, let's say they were so used to us putting this setup right here that they actually say, you know what, I'm actually man up R1. So if they're doing something like that, then you can run something that's just like this, you know, and actually mix it up. So let me show you what this looks like so you can see that, yes, it will get wide open. You see how the corner drops? And I mean, just look. I mean, this is like this is about a 25-yard throw. So they would have to put like 25 or 30-yard zone drops to be able to stop that. And if they're doing that, then there's so much more that this offense will allow you to do. So is that all the setups I wanted to give you guys? Oh no, another setup that I really love too is, let's say we want to do a delay fade. Well, first you want to put them on a route. So let's actually reset the play. So this is what the play looks like right now. So what another thing I like to do is actually motion him across, but you actually see me do this in gameplay. So I'll motion him, and also keep in mind I do have routes where I motion him across where it's different things. So let's say we motion him across, right? Let's say we take R1, put him on a whip route. Just run it just like this, and then now what you're gonna notice is that it's gonna work the same exact way. We release our delay fade. Well, actually, it works better in game actually. Or I think I have to be on the right hash for that to work. But that's actually another setup that I really like. But that's actually good if they're playing like if they're playing a double Mabel style. That's what I like to do because it actually works really well. It's gonna actually make the user kind of want to see what you're after doing. So let's say they did something like yeah, let's say they did something like this, right? And then put him in the spy to kind of simulate the user kind of chilling in the middle. This is where I like to use this kind of stuff. Because if they're playing like stock coverage, to be honest, don't do this because you tell it really wasn't open, and I think it's not going to get open versus stock coverage. And then let's say we can even do something like that again. So like I said, what you're going to notice right here is we release them, X, please, release, golly. But I like actually doing that kind of setup where they're playing that kind of coverage style where they're saying, you know what, I'm going to take all of the flats away, I'm going to take the deep away, and I'm going to lurk in the middle. That's actually where I like to pull out this route combo at. So as you can tell right here, if they don't have somebody at 0 yards, you can throw this, or a hard flat, or if they don't have him at the correct depth, we can still throw that right there. And then like I said, it's good because we actually motion a tight end over, and then we actually got everything flowing to this right side, so that way the user is going to have to run just like the spy is doing. And then that's whenever we release our delay fade, whenever they decide to release, and then we can actually have a nice dot. So I believe that's all the ways I love to run it. Let me see, actually I want to say there is another way. So one way I was kind of playing around with is like this. But the only thing I don't like about this is that sometimes that crosser might not get open. Now this is good to kind of confuse the user and kind of hold him in the middle. So hopefully I can actually show you this right here. So this is good when they start doing like weird stuff with their defense. And I'm gonna take that sack right there because I actually want to just show you what I mean by that. So this is a setup that's for people who do not play stock coverages, because as you guys know, in practice mode, all you can do is stock coverages. That's the easiest way to show it. But in game mode, people might not run stock, so they might actually put this guy, I don't know, in like a spy. They might put him in like a, I don't know, hard flat. They might man him up to him and then have him playing like a deep half over here. So like people will do kind of weird stuff. So if you're kind of seeing weird coverages, this is actually where I like this play. So this is good because we have a hitch right here. Well, I'm gonna call it hitch. So we have a hitch right here that's gonna pull down any flat zones, right? So we have this running back route that's going to widen out any flat zone. So that's what going to create this throw right here for a slant, right? So if the user's in the middle, we want to make the user have to choose, right? So let's say we want to roll out to the right. So what he's going to most likely do is try to circle back, and then that's actually when we're going to release our delay fade and actually hit our delay fade. So I'll show you that here real quick, and that's going to be a ladder setup. And I do appreciate you guys though, for real. And then, like I said, this is just a piece of my offense, just to kind of mix around and play around with. And one thing that you did notice, or if you didn't notice, is I actually called this particular play, this stop play right here. I actually called it 2,000 and something times, average 13 yards a carry. So 13 yards per play. So I promise you, these setups work. These are setups that I actually use in game. And it just does a good job at confusing the user. So again, I'll show you that here right now. So let's say they follow the X, and then Jesus, oh, go up. Okay, no, all right. I'm gonna have to just spy him. I don't know who that is, but after I show you this replay, that's gonna be the video. I promise. They just let this do some crazy stuff. Let me spy this to Darius Smith, because Jesus Christ. But anyway, let's just take him, put him on a slant, put him on a God, nothing's going right for me. I do need to move the ball over though. So let's go back to wild trips. And as you can tell right here, I did want to show you also. So you see, we called this play 2,175 times, and I averaged 13 yards per carry. But you can tell I call these other plays a lot too, like 291, 181, 362. You know, so like I'm calling these plays, and I'm like audible into different plays. So, but I base everything out of this play for those of y'all that were just curious about it. So let's just go back to. Let's just go to cover 4 drop. Why not? So let's actually put X on the delay fade, put R1 on the slant, take circle, put him on a flat route just like this. Now I'm gonna double team him, and I'm gonna spy Darius Smith. So hopefully he doesn't go crazy on me. But right here, let's go and snap the ball. And what you're gonna notice is that, let's say they chose square, right? So what you're gonna notice is what? Boom, we'll have a delay fade like that. And that's actually honestly a really, really hard play to stop, to be real with you, because there's actually multiple ways we can set this up. So let me actually show you this again. So let's do him on a slant just like that, put him on a delay fade. And what you can actually do is you can actually roll to this left side over here. So let's say we wanted to go here. Can you stop screaming at me? Jesus Christ. But what I wanted, I'm actually gonna show you what I was paying attention to. After that, I'm gonna end the video. Now, like I said, this is not this setup I just gave you, this is not meant for stock coverages. So if somebody's running like some stock, like, you know, cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, don't run this, because it's not gonna work. So this is for people, like I said, who might play like a double Mabel to one side and like play normal coverage on the other, or maybe if they just play man coverage, because this works good against man, which I'll show you that real quick before the video ends. But the point of this, what I was just telling you, is let's say that we roll out to the left. So anytime you roll out somewhere, the user's going to follow you, right? So the user is going to what? Follow this slant. Why? Because he's going to see it's open, so he'll be trailing somewhere right here, right? You also got to keep in mind, most people will probably use a linebacker, so they might be using one of these two people, which is what we're hoping for too. So what you can tell, like I said, we have that open. Or sometimes you can have this, but if it's cover 4, that's not going to be open at all. But a cover 3, you might be able to lowball that right there. But regardless, it's just basically smoke and mirrors. It's saying, hey, go guard one of those 2 crossers. But the whole time, what? We're releasing a delay fade. And like I said, if they were using this guy, then they'll probably be running with that. Or they'll probably be running with this right here. Just depends on what they're doing. And then we'll hit this like right here. That's why I said stock coverages, they're going to sit right there. So it's not recommended to run that versus stock coverage. But regardless, I do kind of want to show you this last setup that I was thinking about. So go to man coverage, right? So let's say we do the same exact setup, and I want to show you guys how it works versus man coverage and why it's actually pretty good against man coverage. So let's say we did it like this, right? Let's say we rolled out, release our delay fade, and what you're going to notice is what? That we have a big old game. And that's why I said, like, you can really create a whole scheme around delay fades for Madden 21. So just use it, enjoy it while Madden 21 is here, because when Madden 22 comes, this is not really going to be possible with this, the way that we're able to expose this right here. So that's why I said when people play man coverage, it doesn't really typically bother me too much. It just it normally always comes down to, can my receivers make plays, or can my delay fade release when I tell it to? But regardless, the reason why I said this works is because more than likely, when you're playing man coverage like this, you can either have him open if they're not putting a purple, but if they are putting like a double purple, more than likely they're actually going to lead the tight end when they see him blocking, and then that's when we'll release our delay fade, of course, and then what? We'll have a nice game. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. I know I gave you guys a lot of setups. Please make sure you go back and watch it, just so you can kind of soak it in and just see how I like to use these delay fade setups that I have. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.